What's going on, Champagne Gang, and welcome to the Champagne City for a quick little sip, savor, and spill. So y'all know we've been talking about all of these plane crashes that's been going on. We need some answers. We do. Somebody up high needs to have a conversation with us down low and tell us what's going on in the air. Is there some electromagnetic field that y'all set off that y'all not trying to tell us about? What is going on in the air around the world? Because this is not just a US thing where the planes can't seem to stay in the air. See, y'all playing with our emotions, our intelligence, and our ability to travel. Some of us are just getting used to the fact of being on a plane in the air, and y'all are giving us flight anxiety all over again. So, just when I thought that maybe someone was going to figure out how to get this under control, once again, we have
breaking news at this hour out of San Diego, California, and you're taking a live look right here from San Diego as emergency crews are responding to reports of a military plane that crashed into the San Diego Bay near Shelter Island. That is according to San Diego Fire Rescue Department officials. Now, from our Fox 5 affiliate in San Diego, according to the fire department, the incident happened at around 10:16 a.m. local time near 1561 Shelter Island Drive. If you're familiar with the area, that is close to the Kona Kai San Diego Resort, as well as other neighboring businesses. Military personnel have confirmed only 2 pilots were on the plane at the time. Authorities say both pilots on the plane have been rescued, and they both were transported to UC San Diego Medical Center in Hillcrest, although the conditions at this time have not been made public. We are continuing to follow all of the developments from this breaking news story as we have learned that emergency crews in San Diego are responding to a military plane that crashed into the San Diego Bay near Shelter Island late Wednesday morning. 2 people were on board the aircraft at the time. That is according to Fox 5 San Diego reporting per military personnel. Both individuals rushed to the hospital at UC San Diego Medical Center, and their conditions are not known. And you can see the live conditions there, the weather conditions, overcast skies. This crash did happen on a rainy day in Southern California. There is a storm system that is moving through the area. It is expected to create a lot of rainfall tomorrow. So could weather conditions have been a factor? That is still unknown. But right into our newsroom, I do believe we have another live look right here from the ground, and I wanted to share that with you here. And you can see that this is a live look from San Diego right there, as we have learned that a military plane has crashed in San Diego. You can see some of the boats right there in the water. They appear connected to this recovery effort. We also see what appears to be a red line around a portion of this bay. It is unclear as to whether that is the location of where that plane crashed, but we did want to share this live look. It just came into our Live Now from Fox Studios. Again, you can see on the camera lens some of the rain droplets that continue to collect. There has been a storm system moving through the area. You can see the gray skies. You can see the water on this camera lens. And that is something that investigators are going to be taking a look at. As of now, the reason for this plane crash still unknown. The conditions of the 2 people on board still unknown. We have not yet heard as to whether there is going to be a press briefing. You can actually see the photographer's gloved hand trying to wipe away some of that rain on the camera lens to get us a clearer picture. But we continue to follow this breaking news story out of San Diego as rescue crews now on the water. You can see some of them right there out of San Diego Bay as they are working to recover debris after a military plane crashed there. 2 people were on board. Both were taken to the hospital. Their conditions remain unknown at this time. You can see some of those first responding boats right there patrolling the water.
And while I was watching that, this popped up on my screen.
We do want to update you on one of the biggest stories yesterday coming out of Scottsdale, Arizona, there on the tarmac of the Scottsdale Regional Airport. That deadly collision with that inbound flight crashing into a parked flight. These were both private jets. One person was killed, several others were injured here, and we're learning more details about the ownership of these planes and so much more. Fox 10 Phoenix reporter, our friend Steve Nielsen there, live outside the airport with more. Steve, good to see you. A really, really tragic set of circumstances in a really deadly stretch for U.S. aviation over the last several weeks. What more do we know?
Yeah, the timing here is brutal as far as that stretch goes. Well, if we can take a look over here at this crash site, we're now 24 hours, more than 24 hours removed from when this happened. And there are still well over half a dozen NTSB investigators at this scene. Both of the planes involved in this crash are still here as they've been combing through the evidence. They've been walking up and down the runway, trying to collect any evidence that they need there. They haven't provided any new updates to us here, the news reporters that are here trying to cover this crash over the last 24 hours. But we have been able to piece together quite a bit of info about these planes, about some of the people involved. I also talked with an aviation expert today who told us a lot more about the landing gear involved in this crash.
In the moments after impact, Gordon Johnson's camera rolled as the fire department arrived. They doused the engine, shutting it down while the smell of fuel filled the air.
There was no fire. That could have been massively catastrophic. The airplane wing and the tip tanks were full of fuel.
Tuesday, our cameras rolled while officials investigated the crash site. The NTSB has now taken over the investigation. The collision captured on surveillance cameras at Scottsdale's airport Monday afternoon. The plane registered to Motley Crue band member Vince Neil had a problem with its landing gear, veering off the runway and hitting another jet. Neil was not on board. The pilot died.
But I saw the gear get sheared off and tumbled behind the airplane.
Gordon witnessed the crash. He once flew that same plane in 2005, brokering a sale. He told us about the landing gear on jets just like this.
The system's energized through electrical initially, micro switches, which open shuttle valves and hydraulic valves, which forces hydraulic fluid into the gear system and forces to be down.
2 passengers were injured badly. Another was also treated at the hospital.
It could have been worse. It's still really bad.
Now, we've still been waiting for more information, again, from the NTSB. As far as a formal report on this, it's going to be a little while, Andrew. Preliminary reports in cases like this typically take 2 to 3 weeks. Final reports can take 1 to 2 years. So they're going to do their due diligence here. We know they've collected the black box and a lot of the evidence here that they're going to be looking at.
Steve, have we heard from Vince Neil about this at all today?
Yes, we received a statement from them late last night from representatives of Vince Neil, just talking about the tragedy here, that their thoughts and prayers are with everyone involved.
And there was some confusion yesterday in the last press conference last night about whether or not there was anyone on the parked plane. Was there?
They have cleared that up. The ownership group for the parked plane, they said that there was nobody on that plane at the time. There's been a little bit of confusion behind the scenes about that plane, but the ownership group says, yeah, nobody was on that plane. All of the death and the injuries were all on the plane that was owned by Vince Neil.
All right, and lastly, Steve, are operations up and running, back to normal there?
Yes, absolutely up and running. You know, Scottsdale Airport here, for people that aren't familiar with this area, this is one of the busiest single runway airports in America. So pretty significant to be able to shut down this airport like they did for several hours yesterday. But around 9 o'clock last night, they resumed operations. It has been very busy today. We've seen planes coming and going all day long.
All right, Steve Nielsen there, live for us in Scottsdale, Arizona. Steve, thanks for bringing us these updates. We'll talk soon.
Thanks.
And in a response to the crash, Vince Neil's representative, because this is who the plane belonged to, he came out and put out a statement. At 2:39 p.m. local time, a Learjet aircraft model 35A, owned by Vince Neil, was attempting to land at the Scottsdale airport. For reasons unknown at this time, the plane veered from the runway, causing it to collide with another parked plane. On board Mr. Neal's plane were 2 pilots and 2 passengers. Mr. Neal was not on the plane. More specific details regarding the collision are not available at this rapidly evolving situation, and there's an ongoing investigation. Mr. Neal's thoughts and prayers go out to everyone involved, and he is grateful for the critical aid of all first responders assisting today. Y'all, I don't know. Are we under attack? Like, what is going on with the airwaves? Like, somebody really needs to get aviation on the phone at this point. Get air traffic. Hell, get the satellite that's in space looking down on us. Get them on the phone to tell us what's going on with the air and the airplane and the sky. Because I feel like right now the sky is off limits. And I know somebody is going to say, well, there's more planes that's making it than that's crashing. Oh, well, one plane crashing with a bunch of people on it is problem enough. We're not talking about the ones that landed. That's what they're supposed to do. That's what you created them to do. To go up in the air, take people to a destination, and land so they can get there. The problem comes when the ones who are going up are not making it safely to their destination. Those are the ones that we need to be talking about. Yeah, I don't know. Drop in the comments and let me know what y'all think, because this is getting out of hand. And it always takes me back to a lot of the movies that we watch. I watched Live Free or Die Hard, where there was more ways to start a war than with fists and guns. I watched it. I watched Fast and the Furious, where they took over vehicles. I watched it. And something in the milk don't smell clean. But you let me know what you think. Till next time, always remember, if it doesn't cause you to elevate, it's causing you to depreciate. Raise those glasses, clink, and let's drink till we meet again. Ta-ta.